So the other day, I was at my bank and I was depositing a check that I get from one of my employers, and I remember putting this check in and getting my statement at the end, and just being upset with the balance that I had in there. And I have money. I have money to be comfortable, but for some reason I wasn't satisfied. I wasn't happy with where I was. And as I was getting ready to leave and getting ready to walk out a door, a gentleman came up and asked for my help. He needed some assistance getting his own bank statement, his own information off the ATM. So I had this gentleman put in his card and put in his PIN number and showed him where to get his account statement. And as I did, and the receipt was printed, he didn't know where it was. I don't know if he was able to read or what, but he didn't know where the statement was or where his balance amount was. So I had to point it out to him. And this gentleman had literally $4.76 in his account. And at that moment, I realized how as a Christian, how selfish I was. And how unsatisfied with God I was at that point. You know, God gives me all these things. I have 2 amazing jobs. One of them where I get to really do what I love, and I get to do one of my passions every single Sunday, and I get to play drums for a church. And He's blessed me so much with finances and so much with all these things where I can be comfortable. And here I am putting in literally 100 times the amount this guy has in his bank account, and myself not being satisfied. And at that point, I just began to feel convicted. You know, God has so many great things, but we look at what we have in this world and what we look at our account balances, we look at the clothes we wear, we look at the cars we drive, and we're never satisfied. We don't take in what God has for us as blessings. You know, in 1 Corinthians it says, "Are you already satisfied? Are you already rich? You have become kings without us." And God makes us kings here through the things that we have, through the things that we don't have, through His Word, and through the daily scriptures that we get to read. All these things, there's such great treasures in them, and through those things we should be satisfied, not through the money we're putting in the bank or the cool new things that we buy. So there's one thing that I learned this week, and it's to be satisfied in Christ. He has so many treasures built up and stored for us that it's beyond our belief. These things on the world, they fade and they're meaningless, and they blow away like dust in the wind. But what Christ has for us is concrete, and it's stable, and it's not going to change. So be satisfied in Christ. That's it. Know that you are loved, and know that you are blessed beyond belief.